You're listening to Conversation Kingz with Dominic Emerson, only on LA Talk Radio.
Welcome, everybody, to the Conversation Kingz. I am your host, Dominic Emerson, here on LA Talk Radio. And I want to welcome you all in to the show for this night. And I want to give a special shout out to our armed services, to anybody that has anyone that served in the military or have a loved one that's in the military right now. I want to give a special shout out and just say thank you for your service, because as for me, I have my father, my uncles, my son, my brother. They served in the military. So for this great Veterans Day, I just want to say thank you all for everybody who served in the military, right? And I want to talk about today passion and purpose, right? Because we have to have these things in life, right? Even for those who were served in the military or any military branch, any part of it, you have to have a passion and a purpose on the reason why you actually join the service, right? But in life in general, you have to have a passion and a purpose. So I just want to talk about passion and purpose and how to find your passion and your purpose. Because sometimes, even though we go through life, a lot of people don't know exactly what their passion or their purpose is in life. And so they go through life just trying to figure it out. And then before you know it, life is over, right? But I want to help you try to find out deep down inside, what is your passion and your purpose, or at least point you in the right direction for finding your passion and your purpose. Because once you find your passion and your purpose in life, then you know exactly the mission that you're on, the journey that you're on in life, and the direction that your life is going in, right? And so to have a purpose in life is just to fulfill a calling on your life. That's all it is. And engaging in the mission of life, because everybody has a mission in life, right? Everybody has a purpose in life. Everybody has a passion in life. But what am I going to engage my mission of my purpose and passion in life, right? What service am I actually going to give into this world? So purpose is an action driven by passion, right? Purpose is an action driven by passion. And I can recall reading a book by Pastor Rick Warren, and it was The Purpose Driven Life, right? And the book was very essential in guiding and directing and helping a lot of people find out what's driving them for their purpose, right? And how to understand their purpose and what direction they should direct their passion and their purpose to go in. So with that, being driven by that passion and that purpose, it just fuels our dreams, our desires, our ambitions, our goals. It just adding on more fuel to that, right? More push to that, something that's behind us as our individual selves that's trying to go in the direction of our passion and our purpose, right? For me specifically, I love working with my hands. I love tinkering with things. I love, opening up things and finding out how does this piece of equipment work, right? So that's a passion of mine, and it's a purpose of mine also, due to the fact that what I do in the area I serve in, it helps people also, right? So I found out early on in my life what my passion and my purpose was when my mother would bring home different things that she would buy. And she actually brought home a TV. And a lot of people, I hope I'm not aging myself on this, but she brought home a TV, and it was one of those TVs with a knob on it that you actually had to turn. I grew up in an era where we didn't have a remote. So after a while, it became a little older, the TV set. And so I said, you know what? Let me open this up and see how does this work, right? What are the functions of this? And I started finding my passion and my purpose once I start opening up more things. I start opening up electronic cars to see how does this car work? What is the motor operation? What are the functions? How is the electrical connected on the inside of there? And that became a part of my passion in life. And I knew which direction that I was going to go in because I understood that a little bit more earlier than a lot of people. So I want to help people to find out what's their passion, what's their purpose, what's their calling, what direction are they trying to go in, and how are they trying to find that purpose so that way they can have an enjoyment, right? Because my father always said, if you enjoy what you do, you'll never work another day in your life, right? And having a passion and a purpose in this life, if you enjoy it, it's not like work. It's not like something that you have to dread getting up to go do, right? Because it's something that you enjoy doing. You get a certain fulfillment out of doing it. And that's what passion and purpose is all about, getting a certain enjoyment in what you do, because it comes down from deep down inside, right? If I didn't like what I was doing and everything, I would dread getting up in the morning. Like, I hear people all the time often talk about how they don't like getting up on Monday mornings. Oh, it's Monday. I love Mondays myself personally, because I call it Make It Happen Monday. I get to make it happen again on Monday, something that I enjoy to do. And when you find that in life, it's really elevating yourself of, I'm doing what I was called to do. I'm doing what I have pleasure in doing, right? And like I said, once you find that purpose and that passion, and you understand your mission, all it's going to do is help fuel your dreams, desires, ambitions, and goals, right? Because that's what it's all about when it comes to your passion and your purpose in life. It's just, what are your dreams? What are your desires? What are your goals? What are your ambitions? What are you doing to fuel that passion and that purpose, right? So I want to give you some tips and some good information, so that way you can take this insight and hopefully eventually apply it to your life in the area of your passion and your purpose, right? So first off, I tell everybody, sleep is my best friend. If I could sleep, I would definitely sleep as much as possible, because it helps me to reset myself, right? It helps me to reboost myself, right? So the first one, I would just tell people to slow down, be patient. Slow down in this life, on this road, as you're going along this mission to find out what's your passion and your purpose. Just slow down, take it easy, rest your body, rest your mind, rest your soul. You have to take it easy if you're going to truly find out what's your passion and your purpose in this life, right? You can't let the outside noise or anything that is not directed towards your passion and your purpose distract you from what you're trying to achieve, right? So you have to slow down. You have to, like, if you slow down and you rest your body, you're able to refuel and re-energize yourself to get up to go, right? If you actually slow down and you rest your mind, you're actually able to refocus, reset, and regroup about your passion and your purpose, right? And if you slow down and you rest your soul, you don't feel bombarded. You don't feel overly stressed. You don't feel extra weight of the anxiety of not knowing what you've been placed here to do. What's your passion and your purpose here to do in life, right? So you have to understand these things, right? You have to immerse yourself in the present moment, right? Like, I live for today. That's one of my statements as far as my passion and my purpose goes, right? I live for today. I forget about yesterday. I live for today, and I let God take care of tomorrow. So I live in the moment. What happens during this moment, during this time, is where I live at, right? And that's pertaining to my passion and my purpose. I'm in that time frame, right? I don't get overwhelmed living out of my present moment, right? Because I'm set in that time frame, and that's where my mind is at. While I'm in that time frame, while I'm in that present moment, this is where I'm at mentally, right? I don't try to go all over mentally and think of different things at once, because that can rattle you along this walk in this life, right? If you're trying to understand your passion and your purpose, right? And you have to take your environment and focus of your senses, right? You have to take in that environment. Like, am I around people that's connected to my passion and my purpose? Do I know these type of people? What environment am I in? If I want to be an engineer, I'm not going to go sit around people who are airplane pilots, right? Because there's no connectivity with that, right? Because we're not on the same wavelength, the same path in life. And my passion is not to be a pilot. My passion is to be an engineer. So why would I sit around pilots when my passion is engineering and tinkering with electrical, with mechanical work, right? So you have to have an understanding of your environment, right? So if I want to become an engineer, then I have to understand, if this is my passion and my purpose and my focus, then if there having trainings or seminars or webinars, then these are the things that I'm going to bring into my life, because they're going to help me feed my passion and fuel my passion in life, right? Because that's the direction that I'm going in. So that's my focus. If I want to be a mechanical engineer, that's what I'm going to look into, right? Those are the things that I'm going to tap into, because that's going to be a part of my environment. That's what I'm saying. So you have to know your environment, and you not have to know if that's what you're focused on, right? If you really want to know your passion and your purpose in this life, right? So you have to become aware of the things that make you smile and the things that make you angry. If you definitely want to understand your passion and your purpose, what makes you smile about it? When you do it, what makes you smile about it? What makes you happy? What brings you joy? What brings you excitement when you do it, right? What makes you have that fire where it says, I can get up and I can go do this, right? What pushes you to do that, right? You have to know these things. Every individual must know these things if they're going to understand their passion and their purpose, right? And also, what makes me angry? What sets me off? If I'm trying to figure out my passion and my purpose, what sets me off? What ticks me off, right? If I'm trying to understand the mechanics and mechanical engineering, it would tick me off if I'm not studying and not trying to understand the tools that I need to apply to my focus for my passion and my purpose. If I don't know how to work on it, that's going to make me angry, right? But if I understand my passion and my purpose, trying to become a mechanical engineer or work in mechanics, then I'm going to know, all right, I understand. I have to understand a screwdriver, a flathead, a 3/4 inch, a 1/2 inch, my measurements. What are my differentials in my ambient temperature, the atmospheric temperature? These are the things that you're going to have to get into knowing, so you don't become angry as you're walking into your passion and your purpose in whatever field that makes you happy as your passion and your purpose, right? Like, I know people who actually cook, and they're some of the best cooks that I know, right? I'm saying that because I'm one of the best eaters of their food that they prepare, right? So I know people who have a passion to cook, and they do it out of love. They can go in and prepare a dish out of the simplest of things that are in the kitchen, but their passion of doing that makes the food taste even better, right? But a cook understands recipes, understands seasonings, spices, herbs, those type of things. That's their passion, and they know what goes, what blends with what blends, and how flavors mix, right? See, a person like myself, that's not my passion. That's not my purpose. My palate of my taste buds only understand it once it's prepared. But beforehand, I don't know what it takes to create that. So I definitely wouldn't be in the kitchen cooking or in a restaurant or any of those things trying to prepare food, because that's not a passion of mine. I don't find myself where I want to sit behind a flame in the kitchen and understanding herbs and everything like that. That's not something that fuels me every day, that makes me want to get up to go do it. But there are people that I know that are great cooks, right? I have a buddy of mine, man, he makes these sweet potato rolls. Oh my goodness, they are so delicious. And the way he makes them and creates them is out of love. It's his passion. He puts a certain topping on it, you know, and it's like a croissant, but it's a sweet potato, and it's delicious. But the whole thing is, that's what he loves to do. That's his passion. That's his purpose. He gets joy out of bringing joy to other people because of his passion and his purpose. That's what I'm saying. When you have found your passion and your purpose, you'll get joy out of bringing joy to someone else, of serving someone else, because you understand the mission that you're on is a mission of service. And along the way, you found your purpose and you found your passion, and you know that this is to help someone else. It's my joy, but the joy that I have, I would like to share it with someone else, right? So that's what I'm saying. You have to understand, in this role of understanding the mission of your passion and your purpose, what makes you smile and what makes you angry along the way, right? And there are so many things that I love to do. I enjoy doing that. I have a passion to do. I often talk about reading books and everything like that. I'm a avid reader. I love reading, or when I get the time to sit down and just open up and crack the book and read a couple paragraphs, anything like that. So with me, movies, books, people who inspire me, things that bring me joy. That's what I love. That's a part of my passion. That's a part of who I am. That's a part of my makeup. And I would like for you to have that same feeling of joy in your makeup, right? So that's why I'm giving these tips of great instruction, so that way you'll understand how to find your passion and your purpose in your life, right? And like I say, sometimes it doesn't come quickly. I know people who didn't find their passion and their purpose until they were like in their late 40s, early 50s and everything like that. And that's okay. That's really okay, because life is always lifing, right? Things are always happening, and you may have to do something that you may not want to do, but you have to do it at that moment just because life is calling for you to do that. But I would hope that you would search for something, or search for the thing that is your passion and your purpose in this life, right? I often tell people, this is me personally, right? I tell people I have a date when I was born, and I have a date when I'm called to go home, wherever that may be. But the dash in between should be filled with my passion and my purpose in life. What did I do? What did I accomplish? Who did I touch? Who did I connect with? Who did I bring joy to? Who did I uplift? Who did I enlighten? Who did I share a message with? Who did I help change their life, right? And that's a part of my passion and my purpose. That's what I'm saying is going to be my footprint on life. You know, did I help somebody else find their passion and their purpose? Did I help somebody understand that there's going to be days of smiling and there's going to be days of anger, but within all of that, understand who you are and who you were created to be, and understanding that your purpose and your passion will bring you joy internally, but externally, you can share that joy with somebody else to help uplift them along the way, right? I love what I do as far as my vocation in life, right? And it allows me to explore more things in life that's connected with my purpose in life. It allows me to touch and reach more people. And my passion and my purpose allows me to go into rooms that most people think I should not be in, right? Because it's my passion and my purpose and who I am. I do not change a lot about myself, but what I do change about me is just for the uplifting and the growth of my life, right? But I tell people, who you see is who you get. I love what I love, and I dislike what I dislike, because I understand my passion and my purpose. If I'm sitting down and I'm talking to a guy who does investment, to me, kind of, that's a long-winded story. I'm listening, but it doesn't draw in my interest. If I was talking to somebody about a cooling tower or a power plant, or an electrical bus, or the connectivity of electric, a motor that's 1,000 horsepower motor that takes 460 volts to 1,000 volts. That's my interest. I love that type of stuff. So I try to let people know that my conversations are more interesting when I'm talking about the things that I really enjoy, of my passion and my purpose. I still have conversations because I like to be connected to people, and I like an interest. Like I say, I read as much as possible, because having a passion and a purpose, you still need to grow mentally and spiritually, right? And internally. But I read more, and therefore reading more allows me to have that conversation with somebody who has a passion and purpose in something that I really, have no interest in, but I can still have this conversation. And I might take something from that conversation. Not to say that I'm not totally engaged, but what I take from it are the bits and the pieces that I think are going to help my life as far as my purpose and my passion, right? So that's what it has life is all about when it comes to that, right? And in finding your passion and your purpose, you have to make time. Like I said earlier, I deal with time. I sleep with a watch on. I check time because we only have so much allotted time on this rock. So we have to make time and take time out to do certain things in this life if we're going to understand our purpose and our passion, right? We have to prioritize and embrace things that make time stand still for us when we're moving forward in our actions for our purpose and our passion, right? So when I'm out and I'm actually working on certain things that become that's involved in the mechanical engineering side of things of my life for my passion and my purpose, time is standing still for me because I'm actually playing and having fun because it's a passion for me. So therefore, it's something that I enjoy doing. It's something that I'm involved with that helps take me to a place of like a childhood, because everything comes back to me. Like I said, the taking apart of the TV, the taking apart of remote control cars, the tinkering with different things. It helps me with those type of things in life once I get to going, right? So I have to make time for myself in order to move forward in life, right? I have to prioritize a lot of things in life in order to make those things happen. And I have to do something about it, right? Do something about life, right? I have to move toward my purpose. No matter how small the action is, I have to move toward that purpose. I have to do something about it. I have to implement something. Like I said, you have to have a goal. You have to have desires. You have to have plans. You have to have these things set up if you're going to move towards doing something better in your life, no matter how small it may be. If I just take a little bit of notes, right? Like I deal with something called Ohm's Law. And Ohm's Law is all about electricity. So I take some of those pages out of there and I try to take and I study those pages for the informational knowledge that's in there. So that way I have a understanding. So it will come back to memory later on down the line, right? But I have to do something. If I plan on moving up in a certain field of what my passion and purpose is, I have to start making these calls, right? I have to do something about it. I have to start making these calls, start attending meetings, right? Doing online research, start an online group, right? I have to ignite the fire that's within me for my purpose and my passion to move forward. And I would hope that you would do the same if you're trying to understand your passion and your purpose in this life, right? This is the Conversation Kingz. I'm your host, Dominic Emerson, here on LA Talk Radio. And like always, like, follow, subscribe with LA Talk Radio on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and LinkedIn, right? And I'm talking about passion and purpose because that's what it's all about. It's all about our passion and our purpose in this life, right? So I have to do all of these things and ignite the fire inside me in order for my passion and my purpose to be pushed forward, right? For a constant everyday process. Because understanding your purpose and your passion is an everyday process. So like my buddy who coaches football always say, there's no days off, right? There is no days off. There's no days off when you're truly trying to understand who you are and what is it that you truly enjoy doing, right, in this life, right? And I have to be committed to the purpose. I have to be committed to the purpose. We have to be committed to the purpose, right? The act of committing our purpose requires goals. Like I said before, you have to have goals if you are going to have a purpose. You have to have some sort of plan. You have to, understand how you're going to reach these goals, how you're going to knock down these plans. What is it going to take in order for you to find your purpose and your passion? How are you going to connect with people when you're trying to reach your purpose and your passion, right? You're going to have to start making goals and writing them down, right? They have great journals that you can get and every day write down a certain goal just for that day. When you wake up in the morning, write down a new goal if you have to every day just to see if you can accomplish. And I often say a lot of times, you don't have to make great, big, giant goals. You can make small ones and just conquer the small goals. Take baby steps if necessary in order to find your purpose and your passion in order for you to move forward in whatever you're trying to do. But just stay committed to it. You know, you have to be committed to excellence. And the excellence is of you trying to figure out, who am I? Right? Who am I? What purpose do I have on this life? What passion do I have? What drives me to get up every morning, even though the world maybe seems like it's on fire already, right? But what drives you to get up, to go out into this world, to do exactly what you love to do? And that's what it's all about. What is it that you love to do? What is it that you enjoy doing in this life, right? And that's what we have to do. We have to find out what is it that we're called to do, our purpose and our passion, in order for us to continue to move forward, right? And we have to think of the long-term goals and our short-term goals. But like I say, write down the short-term goals first off. Get those short-term goals knocked out and achieved and accomplished, and then work on the long-term goals, right? The long-term goals are the year goals, but have today goals, right? Have today goals. Like, I'm going to put this into my purpose and passion. This is going to help start the fire. Tomorrow, this is going to help build up on that fire. Then the next day, this is going to help build upon it. And eventually you'll have a full-on flame, and you'll be engulfed with your purpose and your passion, and nobody will be able to put it out. And now when you're going down the road to the long term, nobody can stop you on this road, right? Because, like my buddy, you're all gas and no brakes, and you're living in your purpose and your passion like your hair is on fire. And you won't stop, right? Because you have set these goals for yourself. They're personal, right? They're your personal goals. And short-term goals are close enough to motivate you, right? Short-term goals, that's why you set short-term goals, because they're close enough to motivate you. If I set a short-term goal, like I want to get a certain certification in the mechanical engineering field, so I know that I have to set this short-term goal, but I know that it's only going to take me maybe 3 months to get, right? So that's a short-term goal. To some people, it's like they look at it the long way, right? I said it's 3 months. Some people, oh, it's 90 days, it's January, February, and March. And no, just it's 3 months. It's just simple as that. It's just 3 months. I knock out the 3 months. And the reality is it goes by pretty fast. Because here we are, and the years are going by fast, right? The time is going by fast. So if I put my foot forward, or put my energy towards trying to accomplish and getting this short-term goal of this certification, that time is going to go by fast. Truly understand that life is going to happen in between there, but that time, because time does not wait for anyone, right? So it's going to keep going. So as long as it's going, that 3 months will be over in no time. That short-term goal will be accomplished in no time, right? And our long-term goals are the faraway stretch, right? I'm reaching for those far away. But right now, let me stack these good days on top of these good days, so that way eventually I'll build up my purpose and my passion for the long-term goals, the long reach, right? The long game is what a lot of people call it, right? Oprah Winfrey says this about passion and purpose, right? She said, passion is energy, feel the power that comes from focusing on what excites you. What excites you in life? What gets you going? What gets you up? What gets you energetic? What spark the spark plug in your battery to say, look, let's go. You know, let's get it done. Let's make it happen. What sparks you? What excites you to go out and live in your purpose with passion? We have to have that in our life, right? If we plan on doing or being the best that we can be individually for a collective society, right? So we have to understand that these are all the things that are going to have to take place in order for us to reach our purpose and our passion, and understand exactly our purpose and our passion for us as individuals, to build upon something that we love, something that we enjoy doing, something that we can pass on to someone else that has the same passion that we have about what we're doing, right? Like, I have a lot of young people that actually call me, talk to me, and we have these conversations about mechanical engineering and these type of things. And they just keep refueling me every time we have a conversation, and they ask these questions, and it just gets me happy and excited to have this conversation with somebody that's younger than I am, but they have the same passion, the same purpose of what they're trying to do. And if I can help them, and we laugh and we talk and we have this understanding because we have a mutual connection of what we love and what we enjoy to do and what helps us be better in our lives, then those are the things that we should be doing as we continue to get wiser and older and mature in life, right? We're supposed to give it back to whoever's asking. Oftentimes I hear people say the game is to be sold, not told, right? But if you come to me and you ask me anything in the field that I'm in, I'm going to give it to you freely. I'm going to give it to you freely, right? Because that's helping somebody else understand their direction of what they want to do, what their passion is, and it helps them with clarity of the purpose of why they're doing it, right? So we definitely have to understand all of these things. Like I said, just create short-term goals, long-term goals, build upon them, understand which direction you're going in, how you're going to get there, the goals that you've taken, make an effort with the time that you have. Always be mindful of time, always understand your time. The preparation of this is everything, because we have a preparation to understand our purpose and our passion, but the production that comes out of it is what we pass on to other people, right? That's the work that we do, that we pass on to other people. And every time we reach a certain goal or we help somebody else, each achievement fuels the next, right? Each achievement, each goal, everything that you do along the road of understanding your purpose and your passion, it fuels you to the next one, right? It's like climbing up the ladder, right? You reach up on one rung, then you have to use that strength to pull up to the next one, right? You have to have that fuel in order to pull up to the next one. In order to get to the next level, you have to have that done something, that achievement, reach that goal that put fuel into you in order for you to be pushed up to the next level, right? Of your purpose and your passion in this life, right? Replenishing all of the things that are inside of us every time we reach that goal and attain that success. All that does is replenish us. All it is something pours in us, right? It's often like the cup is half empty, half full, right? But nobody understands that. Is the cup half empty or is the cup half full? Basically, you have enough, but there's still more room to put more in, right? That's the whole thing, that the cup is half empty, half full. You have enough, but there's still more room for it to go into the cup, until your cup is overflowing. Now that your cup is overflowing, let that rundown be unto somebody else that's coming up right after you, in order to try to understand what's their purpose in life, what's their passion in life, right? And it's like, I know a lot of football coaches, and their passion is teaching young men to be better, right? It's just not about football. Well, for the most of the coaches that I know that coach football, it's not just about coaching football. It's not just about X's and O's, right? Like I have a buddy, Jason Miller at Bellflower High School. Shout out to Bellflower High School for winning the league title. But the whole thing is his development, his passion is about developing young men to be better, right? And so it shows in the work that he puts in when his young men execute the X's and O's on the field. So that's what it's all about, man. Just replenishing, restoring, regrouping, refocusing, and understanding that you have reached that goal. Use that as fuel to get to the next one, right? And when all of that happens, you'll understand that now it's time for you to live in your purpose, right? Like I was talking about my buddy Jason Miller, who's the coach of Bellflower High School, shout out. He's living in his purpose. And this man is one of the best coaches in Southern California. He even took it up Northern California, but he's one of the best coaches in Southern California, and he's living in his purpose. And we as people, as individuals, we should be living in our purpose every day. Every day. What's my purpose to get up? What's my reason to get up? What's my why to get up, right? That's the whole question under the umbrella of living in your purpose. What's your purpose? Right? We have to know what is our purpose, right? Once we recognize our purpose and commit to our goals with short-term achievable action, or taking those steps, then we'll see that work. The work of what we have put in, right? We'll see the reward of the work that we put in. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. Because in order to find out your passion and your purpose, you got to put the work in. You're going to have to work, right? You're going to have to, pain is sometimes going to have to feel your pain in order for you to obtain the passion and purpose for your life. Sometimes you're going to have to go through something along this road in order to reach the destination of your purpose and your passion. Right? Because in order to get to the purpose, you got to go over some bridges. And some bridges you're going over, they might be on fire. They might not be strong enough. But you got to keep marching forward, right? If I truly want to understand what is it that I've been put here to do, what have I been given as my purpose and my passion, right? Like I said, I understand what my purpose and my passion is. I've understood it since I was a young child, what my purpose and passion was, right? Like I tell people, my mother had the TVs and everything like that. And my grandmother also played a part in me understanding my purpose and my passion, because she gave us puzzles. And so that helped me focus, that helped me think, that helped me set my mind on one thing in one area in order to go at it, right? And like I tell people, it was not the 100-piece puzzle. It was like a 5,000-piece puzzle every time, right? So it helped me understand my purpose and my passion. Now that I'm older, right, that helped play a part of who I am and my makeup with my purpose and my passion, because I understand if I'm going to have a real true understanding and knowledge and wisdom of my passion and my purpose, what my grandmother did was help me to have clarity and focus and zone in to what I'm called to do, right? Like a lot of people say, you got to be locked in. You have to be locked into you, locked into the direction of your life that you want to go in if you live in your purpose, because you have to live your purpose for yourself. I've never been the type of person that said, this person is stopping me, or that person is stopping me, or this door has closed because of this person. That can't stop you if you understand your passion and your purpose. You say, okay, thank you for closing that door. Okay, that's not for me. And be fine with it. Be okay with it. But you move on, because your passion is so fiery on the inside that little sprinkle of water or trying to extinguish your passion, it won't work. It won't work. It'll just keep you going. That'll just keep adding fuel. Okay, they told me no. They told me I couldn't do it. But my passion and my purpose says otherwise than what they said. So therefore, I'm going to do it. I'm going to make sure I do it. But I'm going to need to understand, how do I do it? How do I get there? How do I reach it, right? And that's what we're talking about today. This is the Conversation Kings. I'm your host, Dominic Emerson, here on LA Talk Radio. And as always, like, follow, and subscribe, right? And I'm talking about passion and purpose, right? Passion and purpose. And we have to have a passion and purpose in order for us as individuals to collectively continue to grow, continue to be who we were called to be, continue to live in our assignment, continue to be in the alignment of the high call of everything that makes us who we are. As simple as that. Nothing else can stop us but us in the reality of it all. Nobody can ever hinder you unless you give over that passion and that purpose and that energy unto them. But if you live in your passion and your purpose, and you understand your passion and your purpose, then nobody can take you away from the direction of the goal that you've been called to reach, right? Or you have set for yourself, right? And okay, along the road, you're going to lose. You're going to lose some things, right? There's going to be a lot of losses in understanding and learning who you are, understanding and learning your passion and your purpose and what you enjoy doing, you're going to have to take a lot of losses. And that's okay. That's okay. Believe me when I tell you, that's okay that you have to take those losses. But you use them. You use them as fuel. Everything that happens to you that's a negative, that's telling you what you cannot do, telling you that your purpose is not designed for this over here, or you weren't created to do what you know what's on the inside that you have a burning desire to do. Everything that tells you no, you take that and you build upon that, and you use that as fuel to push you in the greater direction of your passion and your purpose. And today is the day that, you say to yourself, I am, I will, and I can. I'm going to understand what my passion is. I'm going to understand what my purpose is and the direction that both of them shall lead me in, right? And then it'll start opening up more doors. But oftentimes when I say you're going to lose a lot, you're going to lose a lot of people who do not understand what your passion and your purpose is all about. Because it's not for them. Every individual has their own passion and purpose. And like I said, sometimes the reason why people can collectively come together with the passion and the purpose is because they're like-minded in that area. Not that they see eye to eye, but they're like-minded with the workings of whatever they're doing. So if you're living in your purpose, these are the things that you're going to have to endure, are the losses. But there's lessons. You're going to learn from them. You're going to grow from them. You're going to be able to build on them. Like one of the coaches that I know, Coach Ben Byes at LaSalle High School in Pasadena, he always says building brick by brick, right? So you're going to take these losses and you should build them brick by brick in order to build up your passion and your purpose, in order for you to have a great foundation of who you are and what you have been chosen and called to do in order to help serve somebody else. What mission is it that calls you to serve somebody else? Because our lives are to be of service for the greater good of mankind. And understanding my passion and my purpose helps me to easily be of service to someone else. It allows yourself to, along this road, even though you may have losses, understand that it's okay for you to celebrate yourself at times, right? Because the individual validation of the celebration is, I did what I set out to do, right? And it can be done in silence. And I tell people all the time, celebrate in silence, because everybody will not appreciate your victory, right? You'll have some that'll clap, but still have, negative words to say, negative input, negative vibes about your success, about your celebration, about your victory, right? But you don't have to celebrate aloud when you can celebrate in silence, or just tell those who are close to you, who have understood the struggle of you finding your purpose and your passion, who have been there when the doors was closed in your face, when there were more dark nights than sunny days, right? It's okay to celebrate with them, because if you have people in your life that was cheering for you when it was dark and you didn't understand your purpose and your passion, and those people who always told you you'll be able to do it, it's going to be okay, those are the people you celebrate with. The people who, when I say you stay in silence about it, are the people who often said, oh, that can't be done. There's no way you're going to be able to achieve that, right? So it's okay to celebrate yourself, right? Understanding that you're going to have certain losses along the road, but the victories that you do acquire, you celebrate them. Those goals that you achieve, you celebrate them. The upper leveling of your life, you celebrate that, right? You make sure you take time out to celebrate yourself. Make sure you take time out to pat yourself on the back, right? Applaud yourself. And you'll see that those things that you've done, the bridges you've crossed, and everything along the road was well worth it in order to find out your passion and your purpose, right? Understand who you truly are, what you truly are supposed to be doing as an individual on this rock. Like I said, understand time management, how to manage your time, make time for yourself, how to slow down, regroup, refocus, rethink, reprogram the negativity or that should not be with positive affirmations. Have clarity within your mind, body, and soul. And at the end of all of it, you'll definitely understand your passion and your purpose, right? Like I say, read more, learn more. The more you know, the more you grow. And I say the more you learn, the more you earn, right? That's what people who work in my field. But there's so many things that can hinder you. But there's so many things that can push you if you use it right, if you understand it right, in order for you to open the door to what your true passion and your true purpose is in this life. And there's people who are definitely going to help you along the way. And those people understand the road that you took and how to get there, right? That's when I said the connection. So you make sure that you stay connected with all of these things, right? Make sure that you stay focused with all of that. And finding your purpose, it may sound like it's lost, but it's not lost. It's down inside of you. It may just have to be pulled out. It may just have to be shown to you. Because for me, in the field that I'm in, my uncle showed me. He taught me certain things, and when I was little, and then I started grabbing a hold of it a whole lot quicker because that drew my interest. And then when my mother's TV started going out and everything, I started opening it up. But he helped open my eyes and open the interest to that, right? And so later on in life, he helped me a whole lot more with getting a better understanding of my passion and my purpose, right? Oftentimes I tell people, and it's my little inside joke because of my love for my passion and my purpose of what I do, right? I tell people when I retire, we worship like an old battleship, right? And that's just my inside joke with my buddies. But that's because I love what I do. And for the last couple decades, three decades, I've never worked a day in my life. I may have long days, may have long nights, but I've never worked a day in my life because I enjoy what I do. And I do it with a passion. Even out serving people and helping people, I'm doing it with a passion. So at the end of the day, do it all with passion, do it all with love, do it all with taking the insight of that. There's going to be rough roads. There's going to be low roads. There's going to be high roads. There's going to be times when you don't want to do it, but that fuel is not going to simmer. It's going to burn and it's going to ignite even more, right? It's like when you get ready to turn on the stove at the beginning of it, right? At the beginning of understanding your purpose and your passion. When you get ready to turn it on, if that pilot doesn't like you, for most people who have electric gas stoves, you hear that tick, 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 and it just won't light, right? Until that gas makes that connection. And then once that gas connection makes with that electricity and that combustion of it, then it ignites and you hear that woof, that flame just gets that spark. All it needs is that spark to go. And now that gas is ignited and now we have a full-on burner. And deep down inside of us, we need to have that full-on burner in order for us to continue to grow in the area of our purpose and our passion and finding what fuels us in order to get up every day and to make that happen, right? And like always, it's never personal. It's always business. This is the Conversation Kingz. I'm your host, Dominic Emerson, here on LA Talk Radio. As always, like, follow, subscribe on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. And remember, the shout out for today is want to thank everybody who served in the military for your service on this day. And I just want to say your passion and your purpose is inside of you and it's waiting to be ignited. This is the Conversation Kingz, and I'm gone. Thank you.
You're listening to Conversation Kingz with Dominic Emerson. Only on LA Talk Radio.